Oaks fans, welcome back to another OakieVision, our first OakieVision season preview of the winter season. My guest this week is none other than Menlo College women's wrestling head coach Joey Bareng. Thanks for joining me, Coach.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Really excited to see your team back in action for this coming winter. We just released your schedule on our website and social media. So I want to start by asking you, taking a look at your schedule top to bottom, what are some of the key matchups you have circled or some of the key tournaments leading into this year?
Yeah, it's a different type of year because we didn't wrestle last year. So, putting the schedule together was a little difficult. But I think some of the things to look at this year would be early in the year, we have the Missouri Valley Open. It's going to be a cross of the NAIA and the NCAA teams kind of all in one. So you're going to get really the highest level of wrestling going on during that part of the year. It is early in the year, so things always change towards the end. But we're looking at that being one of the main competitions this year, as well as the 2021-22 national duels in January. That's a big one. Yeah. Obviously, conference, which is in Montana this year, and the national tournaments are always a big thing. So those are kind of
course, yeah. And the Oaks always mainstays in the podium, and seemingly every one of those tournaments we've seen you compete in before. Speaking about mainstays in the Oaks lineup, why don't we talk a little bit about some of your key returners who are back from the 2020 or 2019-20 season, the last time you guys competed?
Yeah, in 2019 when we went to nationals, or 2020 when we went to nationals, got cut short. Right. From that group, we still have five returners from that group that was ready and set to compete during that time. So Gracie Figueroa, Aleda Martinez, both returning national champs. You have some of our other seniors like Lizette Young, who's one of our captains this year. Who else do we got? Tiana Fernandez at 101s, as well as Alana Vivas, who also competed for us, was going to compete for us then. So those are kind of we have a bunch of other kids that I can name too, and some of the other high-level seniors that we have. But as far as like returning from that national team, we still have those 5 girls in the lineup.
And that's excellent. A great core to build that team from of returners, especially after the off year this past season due to COVID. Now, on top of that strong base you have, let's chat a little bit about some of your key newcomers, some names that the Oaks fans should start getting to know before the start of the season, who are going to be mainstays in your dual lineup or in your tournaments.
Yeah, this one's tricky because I have, in my eyes, my freshmen are new, obviously, but also I consider my sophomores new because last year we didn't have a season, so I have essentially this big freshman class that has came in, and man, I can go down the lineup and name about 10 to 12 names easily. But if I had to just right off the top of my head, we have Nanea Estrella, who's nursing an injury right now, but she's obviously a big key person that we picked up for last year, and we didn't wrestle. But her, Luisa Schwab out from Illinois, we're looking for big things out of her. Aliyah Abushi, also from down the way, across the bridge there. We have a couple good transfers that have came in. Tavia Heidelberg from King University transferred into us this year, kind of last minute sort of thing. We've been sort of back and forth, and we tried to recruit her when she was a freshman. She obviously went to King, so it worked out in this time that we were able to finally have her in our family. Cindy Zapata is another good transfer from Colorado Mesa, and I know I'm missing a ton of our kids that have just been on this team and that are coming in, and so those would probably also we got a kid from Hawaii, Alejandra Corral, who's going to do probably pretty good for us, and so I can go on. I mean, name every freshman that we have.
Well, that's a great problem to have, Coach. A great group of returners, and it seems like newcomers as well, as your team quests for a 2021-22 national title. Of course, your team coming off the 2018-19 national title at both the NAIA and WCWA level, as well as the, if I'm not mistaken, the 2019 multi-divisional dual national title as well.
I think it was 2020.
It was 2020. I wasn't sure if we caught it before COVID or if it was 2019. That's right. Well, Oaks fans, you can catch Menlo College women's wrestling back in action the first weekend of November. We know we're excited to watch them compete. We know you are as well. Coach, I want to thank you for your time for joining us here on OakieVision.
Of course. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.